$1 trillion. That's not a number. That's a different dimension of money. If you spent $1 million every single day since the birth of Jesus Christ, you still wouldn't have spent $1 trillion yet. And one man, one human being, built that from scratch. Not inherited it, not won it, built it. But here's the thing nobody talks about. Elon Musk didn't just get lucky, he engineered his wealth using rules that almost no one on Earth is capable of following. Today, we're breaking down exactly how he did it, the strategy, the psychology, the insane bets, and why replicating it is nearly impossible. Stay until the end because the last reason will completely change how you think about building wealth. Elon Musk grew up in Pretoria, South Africa. No billionaire father, no trust fund. At 12 years old, he taught himself to code and sold a video game called Blaster for $500. At 17, he moved to Canada with almost nothing. Then to the US to study at Penn, his first real company, Zip2, a digital city guide for newspapers. He and his brother slept in the office to save rent money. In 1999, Compaq bought Zip2 for $307 million. Musk's cut, $22 million at age 27. Most people would retire, buy a beach house, done. Musk did the opposite. He put $10 million straight into his next idea, an online bank called X.com, which eventually became PayPal. When eBay acquired PayPal in 2002, Musk walked away with $180 million. And again, instead of stopping, he went bigger. Here's where the story becomes almost fictional. In 2002, Elon Musk took his $180 million and placed 3 simultaneous bets, each one considered suicidal by industry experts. Bet number 1, SpaceX. Rockets were the exclusive territory of governments: NASA, Russia, China. No private company had ever successfully launched one. Musk started SpaceX anyway. The first 3 launches exploded. He was down to his last $30 million. He said in interviews he was having panic attacks. Then, launch 4, September 28, 2008. It worked. NASA noticed. They handed SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract. For 2 decades, SpaceX stayed private, with its valuation quietly climbing past $400 billion. Then, in June 2026, it happened. SpaceX went public on the NASDAQ under the ticker SPCX in the largest IPO in history, raising $75 billion. Within a day of trading, SpaceX was valued at over $2 trillion. That means Elon Musk now sits at the helm of 2 separate trillion-dollar public companies, something no entrepreneur in history has ever done. Bet number 2, Tesla. Musk didn't found Tesla. He joined as chairman in 2004 and became CEO in 2008. The auto industry hadn't seen a successful American car startup since Ford in 1903. Every auto expert said electric vehicles were a toy, a gimmick. In 2008, the same year SpaceX almost died, Tesla nearly went bankrupt too. Musk wired his last personal funds, reportedly borrowing money from friends, to keep both companies alive simultaneously. That is not a business strategy. That is a different kind of human psychology. Tesla went public in 2010. By 2021, it hit a $1 trillion market cap, the 5th company in history to do so. Bet number 3, solar and energy. Musk co-founded SolarCity in 2006, later merging it into Tesla's energy division. The vision: own the entire energy ecosystem. Generate it, store it, drive on it. 3 industries, 1 man, 1 coherent master plan. Here's something that shocks most people. Elon Musk's wealth is not from a salary. His Tesla salary? $0 in cash. 0. For years. So how does a man with no paycheck become the richest person in history? 2 words: equity and options. Musk owns roughly 13% of Tesla and about 42% of SpaceX. That SpaceX stake alone after the IPO is worth close to $850 billion on paper. When Tesla's stock went from $20 in 2019 to over $400 in 2021, that 20x move didn't just make him rich, it made him the richest person alive. This is the wealth formula almost nobody uses. Own equity in companies that grow exponentially. Don't trade time for money. A doctor earning $500,000 a year needs 2,000 years to hit $1 trillion. A founder owning 13% of a company that goes from $5 billion to $800 billion in valuation, that happens in a decade. Now, here's the uncomfortable truth. Musk's playbook looks simple. Bet big, own equity, build world-changing companies. But there are specific traits that make him almost uniquely capable of executing it. Reason number 1, insane risk tolerance. When most people have $180 million, they protect it. Diversify, play safe. Musk put it all on rockets and electric cars, 2 industries with near zero historical success rates for newcomers. He has publicly said he was emotionally prepared to lose everything. Can you say that honestly? Most people can't. Reason number 2, first principles thinking. Most people think in analogies. This is how it's always been done. Musk thinks from first principles, breaking problems down to their fundamental truths and rebuilding from scratch. Example, why do rockets cost $65 million? Most people would say, because that's what rockets cost. Musk asks, why does each component cost what it costs? Can we manufacture them ourselves? SpaceX now manufactures 85% of its components in-house, slashing costs by up to 90%. Reason number 3, insane work capacity. Musk has spoken about working 80 to 100-hour weeks for decades, running Tesla, SpaceX, X, Neuralink, and the Boring Company simultaneously. This isn't glorifying overwork. It's just the reality of what it takes at this level. Reason number 4, the willingness to be publicly ridiculed. When he said he'd put humans on Mars, people laughed. When he said Tesla would outsell BMW, people laughed. When he said he'd buy Twitter with $44 billion, people said he'd destroy his wealth. Each time, he didn't care. He executed anyway. The psychological ability to absorb public mockery and keep moving is rarer than genius. You're probably not going to build trillion-dollar companies. Neither am I. But here's what you can take from Musk's playbook. 1. Own. Don't just earn. Every dollar you invest in equity is working while you sleep. A salary stops when you do. 2. Bet on exponential industries. Musk didn't pick average industries. He picked ones with 10x, 100x potential. What's the equivalent today? AI, biotech, energy storage, space. 3. Reinvest aggressively early. At 27 with $22 million, he reinvested almost all of it. The compounding from that decision is what created the trillion. 4. Develop a longer time horizon. Musk played a 20-year game while most investors play a 20-week game. Elon Musk didn't build $1 trillion in wealth by being the smartest person in the room. He built it by having conviction when the room was laughing at him, by owning equity instead of chasing checks, by thinking in decades while the world thinks in quarters, and by being genuinely willing to lose everything multiple times. The lesson isn't be Elon Musk. The lesson is, the rules of wealth building are learnable, but most people aren't willing to pay the psychological price. Are you? If you want to go deeper on how billionaires actually think about money, watch this video next. And if you're new here, subscribe. We break down wealth like this every week. See you in the next one.